Hey guys, how's it going? Look, I just want to say something real quick as a way to hopefully motivate you, to get you out of a slump maybe if you're in one, to motivate you to push a little bit further if you feel like stopping, if you feel like quitting. Been writing books for a little bit over a year now. One of the things that's funny to me is that I had a person one time, a while back, and they were expressing to me that they would be interested in publishing their book. They wrote a book in the 10th grade. They've been sitting on a novel for at least 10 years because they're in their, whatever age they are, it's irrelevant. But anyway, 10th grade, they wrote a book. And they wrote it, and it got edited, and people looked at it, and people gave responses and all this stuff. And then when it came time to publish it, back when she did it initially, of course, they didn't have self-publishing. It's an option really for her. So she went and tried to promote it to a publisher. And the publisher told her, he said that it wasn't good enough. So you know what she did? She put it back in a notebook and put it away in a box somewhere in a room. And she never really touched it. And so she was telling me this, and I expressed to her, I said, look, you've got options to publish your own book if you want to. It may not sell the greatest in the world, but you've got it out there. You've got something in your hands you can take to a publisher and say, hey, I published this. And you know what? I've got a following. I've got a few people that are down with me. And I got a few people who are rocking with me, and they're buying my books, and they're making a thing. They're putting my name out there. So you know what? If you're willing to publish me, understand there may not be 1,000 fans, but we'll move copies. And that was what I was trying to encourage her to do. And so she was like, well, what have you published? And I was like, well, go here. And I put it into my website. And on Amazon, on my author page. And I was just like, okay, here's this. What do you think? And she's like, well, these are just children's books. It's nothing compared to what I've written. Now, here's the thing that's funny. It took a minute because when I heard her say that, the first thought in my mind was, well, wow, that's kind of weird. It's like, you're now lowering what I did down because you haven't done anything yet. And so it's funny because at that time I think I had just put out maybe my 5th or 6th book. And it's funny because she was all like, well, that's nothing compared to what I've got. I've got something that's going to blow the doors off. Well, hold up. You just told me that you put that to a publisher and they didn't print it. They didn't accept it. But you're telling me that your stuff that you've not touched it, you've not published in 10 years is better than what I've put out there. And it may be. It may be. But here's the difference. While you're sitting on it, you're wondering if I'm putting my ideas out there on paper. And you know what? If I sell 2 books this year, you know what? I've done better than some. Because there are a lot of people out there who want to write but never do it. So you know what? Do it. Do what you do. I read a quote today. I believe it might have been Dr. Martin Luther King, who simply said, if you're going to be a ditch digger, be the best ditch digger you can be. If you're going to be a gardener, be the best gardener you can be. Whatever you do in life, whatever you set out to do, be the best at it you can be. So that's what I hope to encourage you with. Don't let anyone tell you that what you've got isn't enough. If you're doing something, if you're moving forward, if you're pushing forward, you're making more progress than somebody who's standing still or just not moving at all. So don't let somebody who's small tell you not to get big. Don't tell somebody who's not moving. Don't let somebody who's not moving tell you not to move or stop moving because it makes them feel bad because you choose to move. Don't do that. Keep moving, keep grinding, keep working, because at some point or another, either A, you're going to realize that what you're doing is producing what you want, and so you start working on something else, or B, it'll begin to produce for you at some point with due diligence, due time, a lot of prayer, and a lot of hard work. I always heard people say, they tell our kids they can be anything they want. Yeah, but you got to put in the work to be it. So you know what? Put in the work. Grind. Sacrifice. Go get what you want. And I hope this blesses and encourages somebody. Go get what you want. David could never face a giant without being willing to pick up the rocks and throw them. Samson would have never been able to deal with his issues had he not been able to deal with them besides being blind at the time. Ruth would have never been able to do what she did in Scripture. Esther would have never been able to hear the words for such a time as this. Go do what you need to do. Go conquer your world. And don't let anyone who's small-minded tell you differently. Guys, be blessed and be a blessing to somebody. Take care.